after this clause 22. Now, this clause 22, whenever the CA firm, whosoever, any CA firm wishes to apply their peer review, then it is suggested that this is the first information they should be preparing. Only after preparation of this information, it is suggested to move to form 1. This is the first information they should prepare. How it is to be prepared? Convert the same in Excel format, and then firstly you ignore the columns from A to K. You ignore these columns, put this in Excel format, whereby serial number, category name, signing partner, type of engagement. You have an option for ease of preparation of UDN wise client list in this format. What you can do, you can shift this FY column here between this. You can shift this column here after type of engagement and before whether EQC are done. You can shift this FY column here, then whether engagement quality review, turnover, borrowings, network. It is suggested to add 2 columns to it. One is UDN, another is the fee part. Okay. In the case of then the next step is, for all the partners you downloaded the UDNs for, simply copy paste all the UDNs, the relevant UDNs which I discussed earlier. Simply copy paste all the UDNs over here in this Excel file. So let's say you have 1000 UDNs. So you'll have 1000 rows below this particular heading row. You'll have 1000 rows. First, you fill that UDN row, UDN column, UDN row. Then second step, you fill corresponding signing partner name. Because from the UDN, you'll understand which partner has signed the same. Then you fill the respective branch or HO, wherever that partner belongs to. Okay. Then after this third information, fourth information you fill is this FY. What is this FY? This is not the financial year to which this particular engagement for which UDN was generated pertains to. No. Even if the audit was conducted for 2020-21, but it was signed on, let's say, in September 2022, the UDN contains the date of document to be 2022. So these FY are the signing years. This FY is the signing year, and not the year the same pertains to. Okay. So mention the signing year. So signing year will be 2021, 2022, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25. Okay. After that, so you have filled the FI. Then you fill name of client. Even if the ICAI allows coding of the client, but it is suggested that you first fill name of the clients against each row, against each UDN. Okay. Then after that, you mention the type of engagement. What could be the type of engagement? It could be statutory audit, it could be tax audit, it could be internal audit, it could be concurrent audit, it could be LR, limited review, it could be certification. Okay. It is suggested that instead of writing net worth certificate, turnover certificate, you can mention a single term certification. It may please be noted that in case you happen to have, let's say, 1000 UDNs, and you also happen to have generated UDNs for compilation engagements, or you have generated the UDNs for due diligence, please note none of these two engagements are covered under the purview of peer review. These are explicitly excluded here. Engagements for due diligence, engagements for compilation of financial statements. So you need to, in case you happen to have 1000 UDNs, you need to you can prepare a reconciliation file in Excel format for each partner for each year, total number of UDNs. Let's say they were 1000 minus revoked UDNs let's say they were 20, then minus number of UDINs pertaining to due diligence, minus number of UDINs pertaining to compilation. Let's say they came up to 50. So now UDINs as per annexure, net UDINs for peer review and UDINs as per annexure. What is annexure? This is annexure. So this reconciliation can also be prepared for ease of reference and comfort of the peer reviewer, which you can share with the peer reviewer as well. That whatever UDINs were there in the UDIN portal, we have covered them all. Okay, so only these 930 UDINs, that is 1000 UDINs minus 20 UDINs revoked minus 50 UDINs pertaining to the due diligence, and the second part is due diligence and compilation. Only these 930 UDINs will be subject to peer review and to be covered in this particular format. Okay, now after that, these three figures needs to be filled. After the type of engagement, these three figures, financial figure, needs to be filled: turnover, borrowings, net worth, comma, wherever applicable. Let's say your case is of turnover certificate. Then this turnover is applicable, borrowings and net worth are not required. Let's say yours is a case of audit. Naturally, all three figures will be there in the balance sheet. Let's say you have a certificate where you certify name of the directors. None of the three figures are required. So you need not to go and extract information necessarily. No, but whatever information was there in your records in natural course of the particular engagement, the same needs to be filled. Again, the figures needs to be filled in lakhs of rupees and not absolute terms. Then after you are done with all these things, then the next step is you can put a filter in this name column and do it A to Z. I have not asked you to fill serial number yet. First, you do A to Z sorting in the Excel. Then all the client name, all the rows having client names, similar client names, regardless of the year the same pertains to, all the rows will come in a alphabetical order. Then what you need to do is, in case for a particular client, let's say you generated 10 UDINs in a period of 3 years, statutory audit, tax audit. So 6 UDINs, one statutory audit, 3 years, 3 UDINs for that. Then tax audit, 3 UDINs, 6 UDINs, and then let's say 4 certificates. Now what you can do is, for all 10 rows, you can merge these particular column of the name as consolidated, merge this column, and it will result in one name, 10 rows. So you will have one client and 10 UDINs against a particular client. After this step, you determine to which category, A, B, C, D till K, to which of the category such client pertains to. In case of a bank, it will be placed in A category. Please ensure it's specific over general firstly. So if you have a listed client and it's also a bank, you have a specific category for bank, mention there. In case you have an Ind AS client and it's also listed, you have a specific category for listed, mention there. No need to mention it Ind AS. So specific over general. Secondly, for the remaining clients, it's completely your choice. Okay. Now after this, but please ensure one client will be under one category only. It will not be such scenario that for 2 years the client will be in other category and for 1 year it will be in other category. No, one client, one category. Then after you have placed all the clients in the respective categories, then you put the serial number. Let's say you have State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, then all the UDINs of all the 3 years pertaining to State Bank will be under this rows, and the entire client, State Bank of India, all the entire client will be treated as A1, where A pertains to the category of the client and 1 is the serial number within that particular category. So this is how this document is to be prepared. Now, while the peer review board asks only for these details and not UDN and not fees, the same needs to be submitted if required by the peer reviewer to the peer reviewer only. No need to submit to the peer review board as they have not asked for the same. But the same can be submitted to the peer reviewer for his confirmation and for his procedure. And whenever at the time of queries, in case peer review board asks for the same, if he has obtained such a list, then peer reviewer can confirm comfortably based on the record underlying with him that he has received such client list. Why column fee? Because in case of AQMM, there are several reasons why fee column. Firstly, in case of AQMM, an assessment is required if minimum recommended fee was complied with or not. Minimum recommended fee stipulation of ICAI. Again, there in this form in this part B itself, there is a column of a question of minimum recommended fee. So in order to determine that also, peer reviewer needs to have that column. Thirdly, there is a requirement in this particular column of sample selection guideline that at least one UDN, at least one assignment of where fees less than minimum recommended fee was accepted needs to be selected as a sample. So for all these purposes, generally peer reviewer asks for UDN wise fee register as well. Okay. And after this is prepared in this manner, in case, now I'll cover this one, clause 21. In case there is any client, which client? Not a general client, but only clients covered in this, table, only UDN clients. In case you have prepared, in case the firm has received via tender, then the same, then in bracket, after the name of the client, in bracket, tender word needs to be specified. Okay. Now, it is again, after this list is prepared, it is at the option of the CA firm to either provide names of the clients, submit to the peer review board, or they can codify the same and submit the code list to the coded list to the peer review board and show the same to the peer review at the time of visit. This particular part I skipped, clause number 17. EQCR, okay. There is one column of EQCR which I skipped. Thanks to the team for intimating. EQCR. See, this is engagement quality review done. EQCR is not mandatorily to be specified yes in all cases. Please avoid this common error. EQCR is driven by SQC1. As on date, it is mandatory only in case of audits of listed entities. And for all other audits or attestation practice, it is at the choice of CA firm whether to not just the choice of CA firm, but also the choice needs to be specified in the policy, in the QC manual of the CA firm. So for all the audits of listed entities, it is necessarily legal requirement under SQC1 to have EQCR. For all other cases, as per the policy of the CA firm, they can mention. For example, the CA firm has an internal policy to have EQCR in case of statutory and tax audits for a client with turnover exceeding 100 crores. So in such cases, only those UDNs pertaining to statutory and tax audits with turnover exceeding 100 crores will have yes over here, and listed audits yes, and in all other cases it will be mentioned as no. It is completely the choice of the CFO. Okay. Then